In this video, we'll be taking a look at 5 college football games happening on August 29th, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 10 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 5 college football games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Tarleton State versus Army. Last season, Tarleton State dipped its toe into Football Bowl subdivision waters only once, and the result was a lopsided defeat. Now the Texans step up in class again, and it feels like deja vu is on the way. Army's option ground game should rip through a defense that hasn't faced this kind of speed or precision, and when Tarleton creeps forward to plug the run, the Black Knights can burn them with the occasional play-action strike. I appreciate what Tarleton has built at the football championship subdivision level, yet expecting the Texans to corral this rushing avalanche while also trying to dent a defense that finished inside the nation's top 5 a year ago is asking far too much. The number is large, but the mismatch at the line of scrimmage justifies the risk. As our first pick for this matchup, the Army Black Knights to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Army's ball control style still produces explosive plays against undersized fronts, and a few timely passes over the top could send their point total soaring. Tarleton's offense is competent enough to snag a touchdown or two in garbage time once Army's backups enter. Add those late scores to what should be a steady parade of Black Knight touchdowns, and the final tally looks poised to clear the posted number. The total also leans toward a shootout. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Bethune-Cookman versus Florida International. Handing over a hefty spread rarely excites me, yet this matchup feels like one Florida International should control from kickoff to the final whistle. Yes, the Panthers have taken their share of lumps in the FBS, but Bethune-Cookman hasn't fared any better one tier down in the football championship subdivision. Add in the stability Florida International enjoys under center and the gap widens even more. That veteran quarterback play should keep the offense on schedule and the chains moving. If this turns into a sloppy affair, talent alone ought to push Florida International across the finish line comfortably, and anything less than a double-digit win would set an ominous tone for the rest of the year. As our first pick for this matchup, the Florida International Panthers to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Neither defense has shown an appetite for limiting explosive plays, so Florida International's tempo-driven attack figures to hit pay dirt early and repeatedly against a Bethune-Cookman front that leaked yards all of last season. Even if the Panthers sprint to a multi-score cushion and start shuffling in the backups, the Wildcats' up-tempo offense is perfectly capable of picking off a couple of late drives once the outcome is beyond doubt. Toss those potential garbage time points on top of what should be a healthy total from Florida International's starters, and the scoreboard has every reason to sail past the posted number. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Kennesaw State versus Wake Forest. The curtain rises on a brand new college football season this Friday down in North Carolina, where Conference USA representative Kennesaw State makes the trek to Winston-Salem for a showdown with Atlantic Coast Conference member Wake Forest. It's an early season measuring stick for both programs, each hoping to flip the page after forgettable 2024 campaigns and start 2025 on the right note. A quick glance in the rearview mirror shows how much work remains for both sides. Kennesaw State slogged through a 2-10 debut at the Football Bowl subdivision level, managing just 2 wins inside the league. Wake Forest didn't fare much better, limping home at 4-8 and matching the Owls with a 2-6 record in conference play. Friday night also serves as the first head-to-head meeting between the schools since Kennesaw State made the jump up, adding a little extra intrigue to an otherwise regional matchup. Despite their similar trajectories, the two rosters tell different stories. Both teams usher in brand new coaching staffs and a flood of transfer portal additions at the skill positions, but Wake enters far more accustomed to the weekly grind that comes with Football Bowl subdivision football. The Demon Deacons stock the cupboard with newcomers designed to fit right into Dickert's offense from day one, and quarterback Ashford brings seasoning from his time at both Auburn and South Carolina. Kennesaw State should look sharper in year 2 of Football Bowl subdivision play, yet there's still a sizable gap it must close before legitimately threatening teams like Wake Forest. This spread is larger than you'd like to see when each sideline is breaking in fresh coaches, but the talent disparity is hard to ignore. Wake Forest owns the edge across virtually every position group, especially with a proven quarterback-running back duo ready to shoulder the load. If the Deacs plan to leap from last year's 4 wins into bowl contention, this contest has to resemble a one-sided affair. Kennesaw State remains in the adaptation phase, and for now this matchup feels out of its depth. As our first pick for this matchup, Wake Forest Demon Deacons to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. With so much unfamiliarity, new coaches, revamped playbooks, and quarterbacks still digesting fresh systems, it's tough to envision a fireworks show. Both defenses showed flashes of ball-hawking ability in 2024, and neither offense is likely to be humming at peak efficiency this early in the learning curve. That combination points toward a slower pace, drives that stall in plus territory, and a total that struggles to climb. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Western Michigan versus Michigan State. Western Michigan doesn't even have to cross a state line for its opener. The Broncos just hop over to East Lansing to square off with Michigan State in a Week 1 non-conference tilt. Last fall, Western scratched out a 6-7 record under Lance Taylor in the Mid-American Conference, while the Spartans stumbled to 5-7 in Big Ten play yet still get prized quarterback Aiden Charles back under center for another run. These in-state foes haven't shared the field since kicking off the 2022 campaign, a night that ended with Michigan State cruising 35-13 as a 3-touchdown favorite. A lot of familiar faces returned for the Spartans this year, and that continuity has fans expecting a noticeable jump. Chillis, who hit on nearly 60% of his passes as a sophomore and placed 13th in the league with 2,415 yards, has a solid mix of trusted targets and fresh weapons at his disposal. Head coach Smith should treat this as a live test session, letting his quarterback cut loose early to see which combinations click. Western's plan will be to crank up the pressure, but Chili's legs give him a bailout option that could punish a Broncos defense still stitching together a lineup full of newcomers. History leans hard in green and white. Michigan State owns a 7-0 straight-up mark and a 5-2 against the spread record in the last 7 meetings. Michigan State wants to launch 2025 with the same burst it showed in last year's opener, and the matchup sets up nicely for a comfortable margin. I'm not completely sold on the Spartans for the long haul. They have holes, but Western Michigan presents even more question marks on both sides of the ball, and that gap should show. As our second pick for this matchup, the Michigan State Spartans to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The previous meeting produced 48 total points, and a similar script feels plausible. The Spartans managed only 16 points in last year's opener against Florida Atlantic, and Western carries enough defensive grit to slow them early. Offensively, though, the Broncos struggled outside the Mid-American Conference, posting just 14 points against Wisconsin and 0 against Ohio State to open 2024. Until Western pins down a quarterback, expecting a barrage in Spartan Stadium seems far-fetched, and the recent series trend, 3 unders in the last 5, nudges the same direction as our second pick for this matchup. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Appalachian State versus Charlotte. Bank of America Stadium will be buzzing Friday night as the Duke's Mayo Classic ushers in the 2025 campaign, pitting the Appalachian State Mountaineers against the Charlotte 49ers. Both rosters have been rebuilt through the transfer portal, thanks in large part to brand new coaching staffs on each sideline. Appalachian State, determined to rebound from its first losing season since joining the Football Bowl subdivision in 2014, stocked up on skilled talent, fortified the offensive front, and imported veterans to crank up the pass rush. Even without leading rusher Kane Roberts, the Mountaineers should lean on an aerial attack that targets a Charlotte defense almost entirely composed of recent arrivals still learning to play as one. New head coach Dowell Loggins, fresh off coordinating duties at South Carolina and several NFL stops, figures to push the tempo and showcase his revamped offense right away. As our first pick for this matchup, the Appalachian State Mutineers to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. This matchup feels like a recipe for growing pains on both offenses. Each team breaks in a new coach, a new quarterback, and at least 2 fresh faces along the offensive line, meaning timing and protection could be shaky throughout the night. Sure, something might suddenly click, but betting on immediate chemistry from Swan or Harrell seems ambitious. Expect stalled drives, conservative play calling, and 2 defenses content to let the other side make the first mistake. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.